Well, here we are. What if, just what if, being right here in this beautiful place, we were to become the little church that could? And just what if Reverend Melora could zoom in David Suzuki during a service on envirosociodynamics? What if Reverend Shauna zoomed in a shaman from Brazil with a ceremony of song on personal healing as a kickstart to her homily? What if we could integrate a live sanctuary fundraiser and blend it into a Zoom streamathon? What if our place of worship, meeting place of community connectedness and communications became our most valuable outreach tool and potential income generator? A tool whereby our communications, spoken words, and musical experiences that guide and shape what we're all about, the essence of our social and spiritual beings, could be shared interactively and extensively, well beyond our walls. Begun in early 2019 and culminating on November 27, 2019, a needs assessment determined that it's imperative to address our communications, our sound and video or visual issues for both now and future development, as both the acoustics and the electronics are inadequate to support our expanded activities and quality of our communications moving forward. The results of this needs assessment and a pandemic that forced us to creatively reinvent our entire way of operating pointed out an unintended consequence in filling our internal needs: the opportunity to grow and expand our outreach mission. Through meetings and discussions with the audio-video team, music committee, ministers, worship committee, and board members, outside observers, and congregants alike, we identified concerns about sound and visual elements in our sanctuary environment. Let's have a look at the issues identified. The issues include hearing loop quality, streaming interruptions and quality, speech intelligibility issues, multimedia projection inadequacies, musicality concerns, lack of stage lighting, onerous AV operations issues, closed captioning, outreach and income generation, ambient noise levels, quality of video for streaming, retrieval, and archiving. That's our integrated independent list requiring attention to address all of our expressed needs. This proposal launches a comprehensive and strategic audio-visual master plan designed to stimulate moving forward anew. A future featuring a renewed and even more inviting place of community, connectedness and communications, enhanced program delivery, and expanded horizons for our ongoing mission. So here's an overview of the scope of the project. To quote our consultants at MC Squared, our audio and video systems are past their service and technical lifetimes and should be replaced. Strategic Audiovisual Master Plan 2021 points the way to moving forward anew by finishing the modifications to the acoustics that need to be addressed to provide a proper environment for audio and video systems to operate and be operated effectively. The acoustics in the main hall are currently too lively for spoken word programs, good musicality, multi-use activities, and audienceless rehearsals. This is due to the long reverberation decay time. This report will provide advice on the correction or tuning of the room's acoustics through several correction scenarios, with audio files simulating the acoustical environment. These simulations will assist us in determining our desired path forward to allow for the acoustics and the replacement of our outdated, inadequate electronics to fully complement each other and the listening and viewing experiences in the sanctuary, Lion Hall, through to the hearing loop multiple streaming destinations, and for interactive video conferencing. Aesthetics. First and foremost, I do want to ensure we understand the importance of the concept of aesthetics. Aesthetics is a set of principles concerned with the nature and appreciation of beauty, especially in art, its own branch of philosophy that deals with the principles of beauty and artistic taste. Architectural integrity is another term that should be applied as part and parcel of our understanding of aesthetics. But a subset needs to be recognized in our definition. Some aestheticians and art critics feel that the most important thing about a work of art is the realistic presentation of subject matter, or the literal qualities. I've had many conversations with those involved from the beginnings of our analysis regarding our sanctuary. In contact with the original architect, he emphasized hopes that we would avoid elements that took away from the architectural integrity. Following his lead, Our previous two-thirds of acoustical treatments in 2010 and 2016 were completed respecting that wish. These partial treatments, unfortunately, were inadequate. In looking at completing the acoustic treatment, many congregants have wanted assurances that we move forward allowing the natural light, views, beautiful wood flooring, the flowing lines highlighted by the ceiling design, the contoured walls, the minimalist approach, and so on, including retaining the essence of the musicality, that all of that would continue to prevail. So our resulting recommendations have been based on solving our issues while retaining the integrity. However, I would encourage you to think of the aesthetics in even broader terms as we move forward anew with Strategic Master Plan 2021. That would include perceiving the arts of sound and visual in our aesthetic considerations, the art of acoustic design, of the electronics, the place of the electrical essentials, and the overarching feel of the sanctuary environment during our presentations of all kinds. You should feel that realistic presentation of subject matter. Does it feel alive? Does it feel present rather than removed? Do you feel an intimate or a distant relationship with the presenter, the music, the atmosphere? How real and how up close and personal do the presentations feel? So, in addressing the 11 previously viewed needs, please take note of the 18 complex, interrelated elements involved in addressing the solutions for our sound and visual renewal. The elements range from speech intelligibility and musicality to income generation and outreach. Moving forward anew, let's have a look and a listen to the state of the acoustic nature of our facility, MC²'s approach, and their recommendations. The report will provide advice on the correction or tuning of our room's acoustics. Provided will be several correction scenarios with audio files simulating the sanctuary's acoustical environment. This will determine the best possible solution in respect to our goals for speech intelligibility, musicality, and combined with the electronics address our desired path forward. This report is based on the site inspection and needs assessment interview from November 27, 2019. Acoustical measurements along with the electroacoustical modeling were made at that time. Computerized oralization was performed subsequently. All right. This is the computer-generated 3D electroacoustical model of our sanctuary, created and used by MC² to analyze treatments and record oralizations. It simulates our acoustical environment and allows us to hear the simulated outcome of each particular acoustical solution. A variety of sound samples were recorded in a dry, lifeless acoustic environment, and then these oralizations were projected in the simulated 3D environment of our sanctuary. The example on the screen now involves no additional treatment applied. This was our baseline. To save time here, let's listen to 2 of the 5 dry audio recordings as they sound in the sanctuary right now. The complete set of voice examples also included a male voice, an orchestra, and the kind of babble arising from a book sale or auction crowd.
Now, over the weekend, I want you to read Chapter 2, pages 31 to 44.
Then we added sound-absorbent materials in different placement areas to determine the most effective configuration to provide the best speech intelligibility and musicality with the most effective reverberation and noise level reduction. To hear and see the lengthy testing regimen and resulting data, we'll provide you with an internet link at the end of this program. Okay, let's move on to the electronics. It's important to recognize that the equipment recommendations are designed to complement the acoustic modifications, to allow additional tuning of the room and maximize the sound and visual characteristics. So the electronics are a crucial complement to the recommended acoustic modifications. The design also provides our AV operators ease of operations and enhances control, flexibility, balance, and clarity in the sanctuary, and for our transmitted sound to external destinations. Most audio-video electronics will have a technical lifetime of 10+ years, but the reliable service lifetime of a device like digital audio signal processing is 7 to 10 years. Reflected on the consultant's report, our current system at the church is past its end of service and technical lifetimes and should be replaced. Our existing loudspeaker is a JBL line array loudspeaker, located on the upper right of the slanted scooped proscenium ceiling. These loudspeakers are designed to be mounted parallel to a vertical wall, not slanted like this one. It has a broad horizontal coverage with limited vertical. This means that the loudspeaker covers the audience area with sound without hitting the ceiling and high walls. In this first image, note that the colored area is the floor, with the red seated chairs facing the stage to the left of the image. The green parts of the floor area are the coverage we achieve with the current system, showing the variance in the coverage pattern as very uneven. Notice the spotty, skewed angles across the surface of the area, making listening locations entirely inconsistent, especially in the main section of the room. This second image shows the effect of the same speaker mounted on the front wall at a 4.4 meter elevation facing directly forward. As you can see, the speaker is capable of covering the entire audience area with very little variance. This provides consistent coverage and somewhat similar experiences for the entire audience. Although a single speaker is capable of covering the entire space, it creates a problem. Improper stereo imaging occurs. So a second speaker needs to be installed on the opposite or left side of the front wall to allow for proper stereo imaging, and is highly recommended. Proper imaging allows a choir in the middle of the stage or a soloist singing to the left of the stage to sound like that is where they are singing from. With a single loudspeaker on the right, the apparent sonic image is isolated to that physical location of the loudspeaker, on the right. The choir will sound off-center to the right, or the soloist will sound as if singing from the right instead of the left of stage. Very deceptive and disorienting to perceive where the actual source of the sound is coming from. Additionally, column array speakers like our JBL are not by design intended for low frequencies, thus eliminating their dynamic range. So our current JBL speaker is not designed to accommodate our needs for good musicality. Now, let's go through the equipment list designed by our consultants at MC² to address our needs. Earlier, we demonstrated the importance of the replacements for the loudspeaker, but first let's talk about the equipment needed to feed quality sound to them. The suite of microphones at the top of the page are also recommended to further complement and enhance the acoustic treatment for the congregation in attendance live, but also to allow operators to provide our virtual Zoom attendees the full sound experience of the spoken word and the music being produced in the sanctuary. Mics with high-quality pattern control and off-axis noise reduction are recommended, and the wireless mics conform with the new government specifications for wireless spectrum. Microphones recommended for the lectern and the choir feature extreme off-axis rejection and consistent frequency response to control feedback-prone situations, and along with the grand piano mics will allow the operators to provide a high-quality mix for the sanctuary, our remote viewers, and our hearing loop. The piano mic is discreetly installed in the piano with a dual mic system that has exceptional sound quality and an ability to set and forget, even when relocating the piano. The room mic should be replaced with a mic meant for ambient use that records the streams and natural sound. Our existing ambient streaming mic is designed for close miking and produces sound that includes large amounts of background noise and static. Next, the audio console and digital signal processor replace our ailing and inadequate control systems. These innovative technologies simplify operations for our volunteer operators immeasurably. Recording and recalling presets makes repetitive tasks such as a standard worship service, musical instruments, or a person's voice simple to set up once and recall with the same settings again and again. Programmed mixing of microphones provides automatic volume and feedback control, so mixing can be automated, requiring far less tweaking and monitoring. Our new control systems will allow for structuring and processing our loudspeakers for the best reproduction of sound and provide best results for unique audio feeds from recording and streaming outputs and listening assist systems. So here, a brief return to the loudspeakers with the point source solution. As indicated in the previous demonstration, the existing column array speaker would be replaced with a pair of point source loudspeakers, such as the Nexo P12s, as indicated in the chart. The two speakers will be installed one each side of the north wall to address our lack of true imaging and accommodate the broader range of music now featured in the sanctuary. This point source solution, complete with the Yamaha amplifier, will provide wider frequency response, better dynamic range, with more punch, and complement our revised acoustical treatment. It's not anticipated that the optional subwoofer will be needed. Now we come to the video recommendations that involves cameras, lighting, projection, and a computer. We've struggled through with Facebook streaming using a single low-quality security camera anchored to the back wall and inadequate for the demands of recording events and dealing with our expanded activities. The recommendation is to replace and upgrade to 4 digital high-definition remote-control pan-tilt zoom cameras for full coverage of activities in the sanctuary. The multiple cameras will eliminate our current distracting difficulty in zooming to the variety of shots involved in services and other events. For example, a jerky, wandering, searching camera trying to frame a shot at the pulpit, move to the piano, then to the choir, is very hard to watch and far from compelling. The 4-camera system, strategically placed with one on each wall, provides instant, logical, smooth transitions through cuts or dissolves, from close-ups of the minister in the pulpit to medium shots of the piano to a long shot of the choir, and an expected variety of shots to cover staged areas, the congregation, or the entire scene. The system incorporates presets, programmed by computer to provide more compelling programming rather than one boring static or wandering shot. No volunteer camera operators are needed, as one operator in the AV booth can automate and/or control each of the cameras, making the operation doable, unlike our inoperable security camera situation now. The remainder of the video package includes a streaming appliance, software conferencing interface, and a software-based production live switcher. These items allow switching among cameras, internet streaming sources, the video projector, basically all the program elements, in addition to satisfying quality interface capabilities for interacting with the World Wide Web. The last elements that need to be addressed are stage lighting, our projection system, and the computer. Our current ambient lighting is inadequate to achieve even lighting and color temperature for live viewing and decent video camera operations. Our abundant ambient lighting results in presenters appearing as silhouettes with bright light, daylight, or reflections behind them. We totally lack the ability to highlight speakers or performers adequately, and ambient light washes out presentations from our projector system. The house or ambient lighting is only good for all-around day-to-day illumination in the hall. The E-Tech LED lighting fixtures recommended are remote controllable with multiple options for focusing, color balance, and more. The replacement of our projector and screen is badly needed, as slides, slideshows, and videos with sound have become an essential element to our live and virtual presentations, and the value of them is continuing to grow. Our current system features a small screen, and even smaller-sized projection of the visuals. Ambient light issues from our natural light in the sanctuary result in weak images at best and often completely washed out. The large screen proposed will display images with an impressive viewing area, room for closed captioning, and fully cover the tapestry when deployed. The high-powered laser projector at 12,000 lumens will cut through the ambient light and allow us to enjoy the natural environment of our sanctuary. And finally, an upgrade for our struggling notebook computer to accommodate the multitude of additional demands on the new system is essential. As the central element in controlling all the traffic from the numerous feeds and output destinations, a high-end computer and graphics card complement will be necessary to coordinate all of our live and virtual activities. And that completes the AmplifyUU package as outlined in our AV Master Plan 2021. In conclusion, Strategic Master Plan 2021, Moving Forward Anew, is a timely and essential approach on the threshold of ushering in an innovative era of progressive change, because things ain't what they used to be. Unfortunately, our acoustics and electronics are outdated and inadequate to support our expanded activities, even in the now. The innovative, creative, and resilient capacity demonstrated by our congregation in responding to the pandemic shutdown shows the futuristic possibilities of our master plan are imminent and exciting. It's now imperative to address the essence of our communications capabilities, our audio and video issues we face now and for our future development and progress. Strategic Master Plan 2021 Moving Forward Anew provides the now with improved acoustics, high-quality electronics, dynamic staging, and clear, consistent streaming capacity to usher in a new era of live programming, outreach, and income generation. Strategic Master Plan 2021 is futuristic, a kickstart for innovative Sunday services, live, on-stage, and/or virtual activities, interactive guest interviews or panel discussions, expanded musical opportunities, reimagined auction and book sale types of events, large-scale video conferencing capacity, new forms of income generation, donation streams, and more. Only imagination will define the limits with Strategic Master Plan 2021. The creation of sounds and visuals is the essence of our communications, serving our minds, bodies, hearts, and souls, the essence of who we are and who we become. The quality, clarity, and ability to hear and see without interference, without distraction, is essential to the messaging. As Marshall McLuhan proclaimed, the medium is the message. It's a disservice to the high quality of our speakers, vocalists, musicians, and ourselves when distraction interferes with both the presentation and reception of high-quality communications. Let's get moving forward anew with strong appeal for the silent generation through boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, and centennials. Moving forward anew with spirit and togetherness, an investment in our future with Strategic Master Plan 2021. AmplifyUU, Transforming Sights and Sounds for Our Spirits, is the result of 2 years of developing a master plan to address our audiovisual needs. The process has been thorough and detailed in designing solutions in light of the dire state of our AV systems. AmplifyUU is the opportunity for all of us to be involved in transforming our sanctuary communication systems to full vibrancy. Get the consultant's full report, including the complete demonstration on acoustics, the electronics documentation, and the full cost analysis at victoriaunitarian.ca/AmplifyUU.
AmplifyUU, transforming sights and sounds for our spirits.